kindergarten. How you doing? Sandra, I'm going to call you first just so you're excited, okay? John Wesley, you doing good? Kylie? Kylie, you've been on that scooter? You've been going up and down your driveway in that scooter? I think you have. Aubrey, I noticed you're reading books under the blankets over there at Aunt Shannon, so that's good. Leandra, I hope you're reading. You better be reading, Leandra. I'm telling you. So, I have this book, and I got to process it a little bit. I'm not even going to undress it for you because it's exactly the same. But I'll show you the cover because it's got something on it. You see where my finger is right there? Do you see how it's got that little silver thing? Well, that silver thing is the Caldecott Award. And that means it's one of the best picture books of the year. And the award just came out, geez, maybe a month and a half ago. I just ordered these and went into the school to get them. And this one is Going Down Home with Daddy. It's about a road trip with a family that goes to visit Daddy's family. And I think the mom's family's down there too. And I want you guys to think about family a little bit. Aubrey, Kylie, you guys talk to your parents about who your family is and where you guys came from. This is a good time to take a little moment or two to say, if grandma's around, hey grandma, what were you like when you were a little girl? What was your mom or grandma like? Okay? Going Home with Daddy. John Wesley, I know you got family all around, so I'm sure you can ask them. The book was written by Kelly Starling Lyons and illustrated by Daniel Miter. We all ready? Starts right out here. They're all packing their car. Our reunion morning. We rise before the sun. Daddy hums as he packs our car with suitcases and a cooler full of snacks. He says there's nothing like going home. Now you guys live at home, but some of your family probably grew up in other places and might not know the area as much. We leave, the sky is still dark with sleep. Sis closes her eyes, but mine stay wide open. I watch as we drive from city streets to flowing highways under the sweep of sparkling stars. So clearly they left before even sunup. Lou Allen, Mama says after a while, you better catch some Z's while you can. I try to rest, but I can't stop smiling. Soon I'll get to see my great-grandmother and hang out with my cousins. But when I look at my hands, empty as the road in front of us, my grin fades. The anniversary celebration, I bet everyone will have something to share except for me. What do you think he's thinking there, Sandra? You see his face? Yeah, looks a little sad. But old Big Sis, Big Sis is sleeping away. I doze off in a cloud of worry and wake to sunbeams trickling and tickling my face. I squint and I see a familiar John Deere tractor store and a gray silo standing in attention. We're almost there. Sis and I sit up straight as pines when we see Granny's wood frame house. She's right where we left her at last year's reunion, scattering corn for her chickens like little bits of gold. There she is! Sis shouts. Now, I want you to notice what's different about those chickens compared to Grandma. The chickens are like wrapping paper. They're all different colors, whereas Grandma's like a real person. And then Grandma's got some corn over here just in white. Hey, Kylie, is that what your chickens look like? Huh? You got like wrapping paper chickens at your house? How come you never asked me if I want some scrambled eggs from your house, Kylie, huh? Granny spreads her arms wide and wraps us up both inside. Mama, she says, and showers our cheeks with peppermint kisses. I miss you so. All afternoon, a parade of family come home. Grandma Loretta, Grandpa James, aunts and uncles, and more cousins than I can count. Got a head on you just like your daddy, Uncle Jay teases me. Daddy's eyes twinkle. Now I know you're not talking about heads. Can't take them anywhere, Grandma Loretta says, smiling. You guys do that when you get together with your family? John Wesley, does somebody say you look like so-and-so or Leandra? I bet somebody says you look like your mama or your grandmother. Cute as you are, they have to. While growing up, grown-ups catch up, us cousins run to the fence and visit Granny's cows and goats. You doing something for the celebration? Isaiah asks Sis. Singing Grandma's favorite song. His eyes is on the sparrow, she says. How about you? Reading Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. That's a famous poet. I made a scrapbook in Grandma's favorite color of blue, Devin says. You got something, little Alan? I kick a stone. My eyes start to burn. You ready for a tractor ride, Sis asks, saving me from having to answer the question. So a couple things here. Sandra, why do you think they call him Little Alan? Yeah, it's probably smaller. Anybody got a guess? Aubrey? That's pretty darn good. Actually, I think the thing is, his dad is probably called Alan. So to make them different, they call him Little Alan. I swallow hard and climb onto the tractor with Sis and Mama. I lean against the hay as Daddy drives us past the smokehouse and the fishing pond and rumbles by the field dotted with puffs of white. They're down south, so the field's got a lot of cotton plants in it. Cotton has always been this land on a long time, just like us, Daddy says. Papa would drive your Uncle Jay and me on the tractor just like this one. Look to your left, Papa would say. Look to your right. The land just seems to go on forever. Everything you see, Pa told us, is ours. I think about what Daddy said and sit up tall. Pa is gone, but this is our time to come together and remember. So his dad's dad, or Little Al's grandpa, he has passed away. But they're still remembering him, and they still have a firm memory. I like this, how they got the nice pictures, but then the cotton plants are just white outlines. I think I mentioned this, that this is a Caldecott, and Caldecotts are given out to like the best books of the year. And this is the best book for 2020. Daddy's words make me want to share more than ever. When the ride stops, I ask him what to do. Think with your heart, little Alan. Daddy says, that's what Pa always told me. Just then, we hear Granny. Come on and get this food while it's hot, she calls from the porch. Dad and little Al, they're thinking, they're trying to figure out stuff. We dash inside. The dining room overflows with love-made dishes, smoked turkey, collards, macaroni and cheese, okra, tomatoes, and biscuits, oozing with mayhaw jelly, just like Daddy likes. Hand in hand, we create a ring inside the house that Pa built for Granny. Heart to heart, we share what we are thankful. Nothing is more important than family, Grandma says, tearing up, and she looks around at every face. Amens all around. So, of course, the big get-together where all the family comes together, they're all glad to see each other. But that's the biggest gift for Granny because she likes to see the family. Oh, they're going to get ready to entertain. Why don't we take a quick break and learn about reading books? Welcome, everybody, for time to read a book. We have a special appearance today from Princess Nicole and her rock and roll ukulele. I hope you'll put your hands together and enjoy her and read a book.
Read a book. Read a book. Read a book. Everybody read a book. Everybody yay! Everybody read a book, yay!
Now, let's join our story in progress.
I hope you guys are reading books. Hope you're reading a lot of them. On Sunday, I feel sick. Not fever and sneezing sick, but I wish I had more time sick. The celebration starts at dusk. Get a move on, little Alan, Grandma Loretta says. You know Granny doesn't play. Growing up, we never missed a service. At church, Daddy points to the spot where he and Uncle Jay performed a duet on trombones and trumpet. My hands were shaking so much I could barely play, Daddy says. But then I saw Granny smiling. My jitters went away. I wonder if looking at Granny will help me. But our eyes meet, and all I can think about is being the only kid with nothing to say. See, Daddy's remembering back when he was at his concerts. Remember how you guys did concerts in December? You're kind of nervous a little bit or excited. But then, oh, Sandra, I know you were a little nervous, right? And you would look at it and find your mom and dad in the audience, or maybe grandma too. And that kind of made you relax because you knew they finally showed up to watch you. And they were only thinking about you. After the service, we head back to Granny's and change into our reunion t-shirts. Generations of our family smile from every wall. Papa, Sis, and I peer at the black and white pictures of Pa and Granny, and their eyes, brave, bold, remind us of Daddy's. So you guys might have this at your house too. Like on the walls, you have a lot of pictures where your grandmas and great-grandmothers, a lot of them are black and white because they were taken before there was color pictures, and they put on the wall and it reminds you of who you are from your family. You have their eyes too, Mama says. And that's when it comes to me. I think about everything I see when I'm here. I think about the tractor ride and Daddy's stories. I think about walking in Pa and Grandma's footsteps. And those of our people, Native people, long before. I think of and collected treasures from our land. And I tilt my head to the sun. So what he's remembering is all of his relatives are who he is now. Just before Saturday night falls, we sit outside on the porch, steps and metal lawn chairs, and celebrate time. Our people were stolen from Africa and shipped to this country in chains, Daddy says, but no more could lock away our dreams. They dreamed on this land during slavery. They dreamed on this land as we made our way and fought Jim Crow. 75 years ago, a farmer and a teacher bought this land. And Daddy gazes over to Grandma. And look at us now. See, so great-grandpa must have been a farmer, and Granny, she's a teacher, or she was a teacher. Isaiah's poem gets everyone nodding, and then I step forward. They're all kind of on stage from Grandma, making a nice little presentation. I feel a spotlight is blazing just on me. I look down and I say nothing. It's okay, little Alan, my sis whispers. And I lift my head and I see gleaming smiles, and I try again. He's a little nervous, but he knows he's got something important to say. Cotton for the quilts Granny made to keep her children warm, I say, holding a white cloud in my fingers. A pecan for the trees Pa planted, and all the kids love to climb. I pinch dirt and let it rain on the ground. And earth for the land and ours as far as we can see. Fireflies wink and whirl in a carnival around us. That's right, I hear Granny say, and Daddy flashes a big thumbs up. I grin up at the moon, and it glows back at me. We're a mighty family, Daddy booms. Mighty, we roar back. But they say you might lose a lot of things, but you always have your family. Getting pretty close to the end. Then we try to make the night stretch on forever. As grown-ups slap cards and checkers against the tables, we cousins dig through old trunks and laugh until our heart explodes with joy. Too soon our goodbye morning comes, and we hug all the way to the door. Then we climb into our car and watch Granny and her house shrink and disappear. And now they're going back home. When we go down home with Daddy, everything we see holds a piece of him. And we head up to the highway thinking about family and dreaming about next year. So when they go back, they go where Daddy grew up. And where Daddy grows up, they kind of get a better sense of who he is. And that's what I would hope you guys might do. Talk to your parents and maybe your grandparents and your cousins and ask what it was like when they were there. Can you guys do that for me? I hope you can. How'd you guys like this book? I kind of liked it a lot. Thumbs up? Good. There's a reason why I won an award. It's a pretty darn good book.